And welcome to another game of Fury of Dracula. Today we have Spencer Wolfhard taking on Wyrmtalon, and I have a guest here today.
Hello. I'm Pizza Wizard. You may have heard of me. I don't know if Med King has said nice things about me, but I'm another one of the competitors in his group. I'm excited to be here.
Hey, thanks for being here,
hmm
because I am not interesting on my own.
Oh, you sell yourself short, I think.
Now, I need someone to bounce off of.
Here you go. Hopefully, I can be the foil to the Robin to your Batman, shall we say?
Yeah. Well, let's just hope you're Dick Grayson and not Tim Drake.
Ooh,
Okay, That's a bit mean. I meant to say don't be Damien.
got it.
Yeah.
It looks like they're setting up. Whoa,
Whoa,
whoa! What is this setup?
starting way over to the east.
I have not seen anything like this before. What?
I am. I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. This is very different from what I'm used to seeing on Free of Dracula boards. Hmm.
I don't think Worm's sure where he's going to start now after that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it kind of like incentivizes center of the board starts because you don't want to be like, especially I think an E start looks really bad with the two of them just like planted there.
Yep. Is he gonna get a blind Iron
Yeah,
Scouts?
I'm curious where Spencer is going to guess with the setup. Like, where does he think the best places are with this setup?
He's
Okay.
not in Bar A, which is actually where I thought he might be.
What did he guess? Bari in Rome, right? I think it
Nepal,
was.
Naples.
Naples. Okay, so he could be in Rome. Oh.
Up. Shot number two.
It's a lot of hired scouts. I think this is not when you want to draw them, though, right? I mean, you want to save
You don't
those.
want him this early.
Yeah, especially like literally starting. Okay, oh, he
Alright.
gets to Amsterdam. I like that. Back to Amsterdam.
And his. I'm trying to remember where that is.
It's northern Germania, one of the two ports into the North Sea.
27 then. That's
It's
Hamburg.
Hamburg. I'm about two is the one to the left, Amsterdam.
That's Amsterdam. I'm
Yeah.
whatever the other one is.
I'm curious. It's also interesting for me at least that Van Helsing is starting in Manchester. He's not starting on a port. I've seen him start in like
Oh,
Edinburgh or London, but it seems he's chosen Manchester instead.
it's a bit more central.
And I
Yeah,
think that makes it
I know.
much. That kind of puts the English start kind of in the ground. I don't think you can really start England if Van Helsing's there. But it also means if he's going to leave England, it takes an extra turn because he has to get to a port first. Um,
Right. He's not in the Baltic.
on Baltica.
I wouldn't think to start there with two hunters there.
hmm Yeah, I mean, I think
It's
it's definitely I think it's really possible people start in like 58 or when Godalming and Mina are in 58 Vienna or Munich. I think starting in the east is possible. I think with both of them right there, it's foolhardy.
well, right now though, since he's not really dividing the board again, as you said, we've got a massive Central Europe to play with.
Right, I feel like it's got to be somewhere in central. I mean, maybe that's really easy to say given how big of an area it's in, like because all of his turns are on the edges, right? So it's probably not Italy unless he started in Rome, which is possible because you can move to Bari from
Yeah,
Rome in one move. Could be that. It could be. I feel like Spencer's playing very fast.
yeah,
Yeah, I guess for first you're not making any decisions. You're just kind of drawing cards and seeing what you get.
yeah. Evil presence.
That is also not amazing here with the way he has his people. I mean, it kind of tells you he's not in Spain or England, probably.
Yeah, I
But
kind of figured he wouldn't start Spain or England though, just because
mm,
it's a very risky startup with these hunter positions
yeah, I mean,
for
especially
either of
with
those.
Van Helsing in Manchester means that if you start England, you only have maximum of like
You have exactly one space you can hide in Plymouth or
right.
Ireland.
hmm It's not amazing. And then a Spain start, maybe Spain is a little bit better because like Mina and Van Helsing are so far away. But I guess if you do start Spain, only John Seward can deal with it. But that's kind of true. Like if you start in like France, right? You don't need to. There's no need reason to court like the evil presence slash local rumors hit by being directly next to him.
Oh, I can almost see a seven start for this setup.
7.
Berlin.
Oh, Berlin? Oh yeah, something like that.
Berlin's it's nice and far away from everybody. It would take them time to get there if you set your first hunter near there.
I don't know if I'd go exactly Berlin just because
Well,
the
I'm just saying that
rails.
area.
Well, yeah, I think Germania could be good, and Berlin could also be really good. I'm just worried about you see how they're on Bucharest. They could like chart a carriage to Prague and then potentially, if they get a newspaper, like get to Berlin in 2 turns. But that's obviously a very specific combination of cards, right? We don't know exactly what they have.
Yeah, and there's the early misdirect. Yeah, that's just something I always know Warren to do after I taught him the importance of that in our first game.
Yeah, it's something I usually try
I
to do
got
too.
an early newspaper.
Yeah, I mean, I think just it is really big. Making them wait until turn space 5 rather than space 3 means they have to plan differently. It's good.
Yep.
I think I do it most at like 99%. I try to do it as well in my games. Pretty good. So if you're saying Berlin, where do I put my flag? I feel like I would have guessed Nantes, but he guessed Spencer already hired a scout at that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Italy would have actually been where I think to start.
What? Excuse me? Question mark?
That's not what I expected.
The question is, can Mina get there this turn? Does she have a good enough ticket? She probably does, right?
Well,
even if she does, she has
Spencer
no items.
didn't expect that either.
She has no items. They have like no events because they've been getting informational events. This is crazy right now. This is off the rails bonkers.
Yeah. Well, I think I see the idea of the setup now. Start off in the Baltic, have a couple psychic scans kind of discourage that area, and then move over to like 58 and kind of go back to a standard setup.
It does like use a few day actions doing that, but I mean, if you're willing to pay that cost to kind of push people to start towards the middle rather than starting towards one of the edges.
Yeah. Well, looks like Mia's got some garlic.
Yeah. I don't think even if Mina joins this fight, she's only gonna have maximum like one effective combat item, and she's not. Okay. He drew an excellent weather, which isn't relevant. Oh, but he has a combat event.
Lucy's Revenge.
That is.
I'm not sure about playing that early.
I mean, yeah, it's not that good here. It's okay.
I mean, it could cancel the escape as bad, but
Godalming does have 3 combat items, so this is not maybe as one-sided as it might look.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. Depending on what those are, like garlic and crucifix and stuff. I mean, he's only had 2 supplies, right? He's drawn 4 item cards.
And I forgot to check this card, see what he threw away.
I should have checked that.
I didn't expect it to occur this fast. It would matter.
Yeah, this is, I think, the fastest I've ever seen. Godalming might just run. Oh, nice.
Snap the knife.
And the knife's broken, too. Wow.
That is a good hit for Worm to start.
Yes, it's a very good hit.
Only 2 knives left in play.
And Lucy's Revenge is gone. Sorry, what?
Yeah, now it's Godalming dual-wielding knives.
Yeah, if Godalming has a second knife, which him playing it turn 1 makes me think maybe he does actually have 2, because the turn 1 knife was a little bit. I was expecting like a punch, but or an escape for that matter. I guess he did play Lucy's Revenge, so he's kind of incentivized to try to deal some damage here, because Dracula could escape this turn, because it's not even the end of the first week. He could theoretically just run right now.
Oh, Heavenly Host.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking with... He didn't just try to run right away. He was trying to prepare for a host. But...
Well, yeah, and I think maybe the Spencer's thinking that Godalming is kind of... Like, he's going to escape, but Godalming should just deal what damage he can in the turn he has. Because if you think about it, if Dracula tried to escape this turn, he could Lucy's Revenge it and then still get off the Heavenly Host. But...
Yeah, and Lucy would also prevent a bite from...
Only one or the other, but I think now that Dracula has a plotting off, and he only has 1 combat card left because Host is gone, Knife is gone. Like, Dracula's gonna be able to not play with Godalming, but he's gonna have, a lot of power in this last 3 or 4 rounds.
He's going for the Mesmerize.
Yeah, you don't cancel that dodge, obviously.
Yeah, I actually made that mistake my first week.
Yeah, the AI can be sometimes, not the AI, but the interface, where like you're just like, yes, you're clicking yes so much that you just kind of get used to it.
Yeah, so. You just turn off the thinking. Yes, I agree with the terms and conditions. You
Yes.
want my soul too? Just save time.
Well, he's got the mesmerize on now, so theoretically he could like bite him, which I guess he wants to probably
Ew.
escape though, right? He doesn't really care about. Hmm.
Well, if he goes for the bite now, we still have Lucy up, so.
Right, but I think it'll end the combat. Even if the bite doesn't happen, I think it still removes him from combat, which means he won't get to escape. I almost wonder if he wanted to mesmerize there, because it means that if he can't like use fangs at his gain health anymore.
Oh, go for the claw.
He did have a second knife.
Yep. That's gonna take Goleming down to 2. So Worm could actually finish him off here. All he needs is an attack card. Because he still has that cancel from plotting, so he can't dodge it. Just has to not. And if he escapes, again, cancel with it. It's only going to be worth 3 victory points, but 3 victory points could make the difference at endgame. Yep. And there's Fangs. That is a unexpected. Oh, and because that was Mesmerized Fang, that does count as a bite still for the victory point. He just doesn't go down. Well, that was a super actionful Wednesday.
Certainly a result to the combat, although I don't know if it's one that he's entirely happy with.
Yeah. So, do you think
Wait,
Dracula sticks around to finish off Goleming, or
wait, God, Godalming Knight supplied? Oh shoot, he Knight supplied, and it paid off. He got an event, didn't he, or did Dracula get an event?
yep, he got an event and 2 weapons out of it, so
Well, two
fighting
items,
could be
but
risky again.
potentially could be like a stake or something. But
Yep.
can't believe he had 2 knives in the Heavenly Host off 4 item cards. That is pretty insane. Oh, and
Yep,
he's,
he's fighting him. He's gonna stand.
I mean, what's Godalming got? Okay, he has 2. One of them is a knife, right? We know that.
Yep.
I mean, he could just kill Godalming here, right? Like, Godalming could just die. He's at 2. He didn't heal. He Knight supplied instead, which I think was probably the better call. But it means that one claw and he's dead.
One
Unless there's
claw,
a
one
great
bite,
strength.
one strength. Doesn't matter which. If he gets hit, he's down.
And the thing is, like, we're so early. Like, normally I'd be like, oh, it's not that bad. He's gonna have a great strength or something. But we're like, this is Thursday of the first week. It's crazy how soon this is happening. It's insane.
Yeah. Like I said, it's only worth 3 victory points taking Goleming down week 1.
Yeah, I do wonder if it's worth the effort, but I do think that if he kills Godalming, he can probably just slip by Mina. Like, it'll buy him more time in the East. I think if he doesn't kill Godalming, Godalming's gonna be kind of
Oh,
shadowing his steps.
well. Especially since Goleming is in the. They are in the hospital city right now.
They are. Oh.
Yeah. They
So
are
I
in Budapest.
oh, fangs, knife. Ooh,
Yep.
rough.
Yeah.
It was maybe that was a bit greedy.
Yeah. Oops.
I suppose it wouldn't actually kill Godalming because he was mesmerized. So, oh no, it's Dawn, so he wouldn't get it by it. It would just have killed him. Yeah, it would just killed him. What is Godalming's plan here? Do you think? Do you think Godalming tries to run away?
Uh, Honestly, I think he's probably gonna just try and wear out the combat, maybe dodge again or escape. We know that let's see, Dracula's done mesmerized bites so far, so yeah, he's got
I
2 strength, 2 claws, and a bite left that could finish him.
I wonder what his last item card is. Like, I feel like if it was like a holy circle or something, he would have used it immediately rather than risking death.
Yeah.
Um, so it's probably like I don't know, a crucifix. Maybe it's a gun. But I think there's like 8 guns in the deck, so the chance of drawing a gun is not unlikely.
Yep. 4 and 4 for guns.
see, was it a gun? It
No,
was a
Heavenly
heavenly host.
Host.
Oh, so he might. He dies. He doesn't get the heavenly host off. That is
Yep.
very good for Dracula. I think if he took another 4 damage here, that would be really bad.
Oh wait, it's only 2 points because he doesn't have any despair tokens.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think it might have been better in the long run to leave Godalming alive. He'd have to take a long time to recover.
I don't know about that, honestly. He did get rid of, like, double knife, double heavenly host, and now
Yeah.
Godalming's gonna presumably, like, waste at least one Godalming turn. Like, I see the point for leaving him alive at low health. I think if he had bad items, that might be a good idea. But with him being so,
Uh,
like, effective,
okay.
scarily
He threw.
effective,
Yeah, he threw away a holy circle on that second supply week.
uh,
I mean day. But yeah, you can't really know that he was gonna draw a second heavenly host in that.
right, yeah. But the fact that he had double knife plus heavenly host off of 4 item cards is kind of crazy. Like,
Yeah.
although I guess him running into Dracula off of 1 move is also crazy.
Yeah.
But like I think now as Dracula, having killed Godalming, he can just like he can chill. Like I don't think I mean we know there's 2 knives, 2 heavenly hosts gone.
Yep.
Mina has 3 items. She's only been able to supply, I believe, 3 times, right? So she's kept whatever items she's got. She's good luck. You know,
Good luck in a garlic wreath.
yeah, she's gonna need it if she tries to fight. If she tries to fight Dracula right now. I think Dracula's just like home free, just like walk around in the at least for a while.
Yep.
The thing is, John Stewart also only has like 3 supplies. They have no events right now. Okay, Van Helsing has 2 events, and he has good luck. But like,
Yeah.
this is so different than what I'm used to seeing. Like he's just,
Yeah.
it's so early, and they're already like moving. And this is why I don't like the Spencer setup. Like maybe I should just put this out. I don't like the edges setup. I just want to be able to sit and supply, and I feel like by putting himself at the edges of the map, he wasn't really able to do that. Like you saw how we started moving so early because he would have had to move that early if he wanted to get to the middle of the map by the time like an encounter would mature.
Yeah.
Um,
And it was only by pure chance he walked into Dracula.
right, I think that actually was probably really a poor like for Spencer. That was pretty bad running into Dracula right there. The fact that he was so well equipped was really lucky for him. Um,
Yeah.
but it is kind of crazy that he landed exactly on Dracula. That is kind of
Yeah.
ridiculous. He's wolf forming.
Eh.
Okay. And oh no.
Oh, he wolf hit again.
Oh no.
I've warned him about that so many times.
Oh god. Well,
All
it's
right,
not
let's see what else he lost.
a
A
stake,
stake.
but 2
So 2
knives.
hosts, 2 knives, and a stake
Like I would
gone
argue
already.
knives are the best weapon in the game. The fact that 2 of them are gone right now is great.
Yeah. He misclicked the
Oh.
interface.
Yeah, that's not great. I mean, in a lot of situations, I think that would mean instant death. Here, at least, I think it's kind of okay. Like, if Mina
Yeah.
moves on to him, I think he's fine with fighting Mina.
Yeah. But that's also going to mean he's going to be stuck there waiting on that wolf form to come out.
Yeah.
He may need it later.
It's not great. It's definitely I think it's a really bad move, but it's not. I think in a lot of situations it would just mean death, but I don't think it means death here. It is poor. It's I think literally any other move
Yeah.
probably would have been better, but mistakes happen. It's an interface.
Yeah.
Those mistakes
Yeah.
happen.
We're still in the early game.
Yeah, it's crazy how early this game is right now. You do not normally just see Dracula fights. I don't know if your viewers, Matt King, are used to this kind of stuff. I am not. I am shocked
Yep.
right now.
I'll put it this way: this is the second Dracula game I've recorded. I don't think we're used to anything at this point.
Okay, Van Helsing's using an excellent weather.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Dracula does kind of have to move. Like these people haven't had much time to supply, but like if all 4 of them go onto him, even if they only have subpar items, they'll still like be
Yeah,
able to pack
3-on-1
punch.
is still 3-on-1.
Like I think
And Godalming's got free night supplies right now.
yeah,
He's only getting items, not weapons. I mean, he's only getting weapons, not events.
and
But
he's only
still.
getting 1 item a turn, which is half of what he normally gets. So
Yeah. But it's a 100% safe supply is the
that's
important
true.
part for him.
Mhm. He's also not getting events, which is relevant. Like he's not getting good events, even though I know he's obviously not no chance of getting Dracula events. But I think right now the Hunters are really lacking events because they've just been moving so much.
Yeah.
Like they have what is this? I think they have 2 events between them, and one of those 2 is well, they have 3. They have 3, and one of them is good luck.
Yeah. Alright, well, we know that Dracula's gonna move now. He can't stay. I know Worm's not gonna Dark Call on this one.
You
He's
sure you
not.
don't want Dark Call?
If he Dark Calls, he's just straight up taunting. That's a 5-yard penalty. Automatic first
Yeah,
down.
I mean, I think
Okay, he's left.
he's definitely got Spencer off on the wrong foot. I think, which is good, but he's got to capitalize on that, right? I don't think this game is anywhere by any means won for Dracula. It's certainly, I think, a bad
No.
start for the Hunters, but there's plenty of time for them to turn it around.
Yeah. Alright. Means finally got discharged. Uh-oh.
I'm leaving. I had a big
Oh,
deal with
okay,
Lich
that's
where the
you.
portraits were out of position, so it's
Okay.
nothing major. It just annoys me to like see half of someone's face, so I'm reloading.
Alright. Yeah. Well, nothing happened.
Cool. They've moved. Where do you think Dracula goes from here? What is the play? Is it to go further east? Is it to try to like go north towards Van Helsing?
Honestly, I think Worm's gonna start going south, head towards the ports down by the Ionian, maybe.
Like backtrack towards like Zagreb, 59, 49, like back towards Valona?
Yeah.
He's still moving with all his hunters. I kind of thought he would sit and supply because he had like John Seward in
Yeah.
Marseille. I was kind of like gearing up. I guess maybe I just play with people who do that a lot, and I really like just sitting and supplying. So that when I find Dracula, I'm able to like hit him really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But these people are
Yeah.
they're just moving all over the place.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm certain Worm's moving south now because you got this nice neck going in the west. He's gonna have to, and we know that's like I said. Even though Stewart's only got 3 weapons, Helsing's only got 3 items. Oh, he's only got 2 items.
Well, the thing is, we know that now, but at the beginning of the turn, keep in mind like they were not nearly this enclosed. He might have moved to 58 Vienna and thought he was kind of okay, and now be like, oh no, this is really
Well,
bad.
well, that does also leave
Um,
the question: where did he start?
I think it's probably the Ged, maybe 53,
Yeah,
maybe.
53 or 58
He could have come, like, yeah,
or
it could be
59. Those are
58,
his 3
58.
options.
Oh, yeah, it's one of those three for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, not being down the wolf form here, it's so bad. Because I think if he'd been able to wolf
Oh,
form, he would have gotten so much more obfuscation.
yeah.
Oh, rough. Oh, he has some kind of beginning of the day event. Speed
Speed
telegraph.
telegraph.
Oh, that's really good to hear. Actually, he can check with Mina first in the east.
Oh,
Or
let's see
maybe
what he does.
Van Helsing, maybe. Okay, so moving
Nope.
Seward first. No,
Okay,
didn't.
he's not in 38.
I think if he was going to go west, he'd have to go through 38 probably. So it's
Yeah,
probably not
he'd
going
have
west.
to already have gone through 44.
Uh-huh. So he's not west. So yeah, then he has to be going like the east.
Yeah, either 53-6 or 53-49.
Which I think going
6.
east is probably a good idea in this situation, honestly, because the rail lines are so bad in the east. If they're coming after you, not very well supplied, and they don't have horses set up, which they almost
Garlic
certainly
steak,
don't.
pistol, sense of emergency.
Sense of Emergency is a good card. Um, yeah, but like the rail lines are pretty bad, so if they're coming after him ill-equipped, they'll have a hard time
Well,
getting good movement in the east because the rails are so bad.
yeah. So unless Galaming's got a horse, it's gonna be Mina with her pistol and garlic wreath against Dracula.
He could have a yellow 2 ticket, but the fact that he isn't just like slamming down a
Yep.
yellow 2 ticket makes me think he doesn't have it.
Yelch. Oh yeah, yeah. Dracula's little token's hiding that. Oh.
He
Yeah.
can't get Van Helsing can't get there, but he could.
Yep.
Maybe he doesn't sure if he
Well.
wants to join that fight. That fight is pretty bad right now, right? Like she has
Yeah.
pistol, garlic wreath, and steak, I believe it was, right? Okay, he's just supplying. I think that's probably the right
Yeah.
call.
It was a steak.
That's steak.
Yeah. Got the stick. Got the stick. Go get the stick.
Yeah, I don't think Godalming joining that fight was especially good, probably. So I think
Yeah.
it's probably a better call. Spencer didn't rush into it. I mean,
It's obviously Mia's putting on the garlic wreath.
Mhm.
And with the pistol, actually, that will block the claws if he tries to open with that.
Yeah, this is actually interesting. I think garlic wreath, I normally think it's pretty bad. It's actually kind of okay here in that Mina would be insta-killed by a bite, this will make Dracula, who is currently at 11, right, think about that a little bit more at least
Yeah,
before he snap does it.
yeah. If he fangs and gets the bite off, though, that will not trigger Garlic Wreath. At
Oh,
least I don't believe it will.
punch? Yeah,
Yeah,
okay. Especially against Mina, right? You kind of see the mesmerize coming from miles away.
yeah. So, obviously the question is, what does Dracula have in his hand?
I think that Mina's either going to escape or play pistol this turn, depending on whether he thinks that Dracula's going to play claws. Right? Maybe that's unfair of me saying two options. Oh,
He's just batting out of
yeah,
there.
he's
He's
getting
actually
out.
really good.
Yeah,
That is actually the best option here.
I suppose he used his encounter on it already on Mina, so he's not losing an encounter by doing this, and he's just getting a
Yeah,
free. I mean, not a free escape. He took two damage. He took a damage, but
he's getting a free wolf move basically.
yeah, this is some good obfuscation. It's a little bit worse now that we know he's kind of confined to the east. I suppose he could like try to sneak out, but it'd be very risky now. Kind of closed in between John Seward and the three male hunters, kind of. Like he could get out through, I suppose, like I don't know, 58-44, but he'd have to go right by them.
Again, we still don't know where he started from, so 58 might not be an option.
That's true, and it might not even be an option at all. We'll see. Whatever his encounter is, it is going to mature though, right?
Yeah,
They haven't stopped it.
yeah. Honestly, I'm hoping it's a vampire just to get the points on the board.
A vampire would give
An
him back
Astro
his
Vamp would be
wolf form.
great.
It would give him back his wolf form. It would give him back his hide. It would give him back his feed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or a
that would be a.
hoax. What would it be? I'm sorry, Matt King.
Uh, I'm hoping for Aristo Vamp, get the 4 points, get the hide and feedback.
Yeah, an aristocrat would feel really good here, right? Because that's the ideal
Yeah.
situation where it doesn't even get touched.
If it's a Scarring Mob, that would be pretty insane too. It has to be in Austria-Hungary, which means it's gonna hit 3 hunters with that.
Ooh, that is true. A mob. I don't know if. See, the problem
Again, we
with,
don't know what he opened with either.
right, we don't know
He
what
may
he
not have
opened
had
with.
any vampires.
I don't know if he would have wanted to play a mob. I don't know if mob would have looked quite so good. I don't think I would have foreseen that at the end of the first week. Van Helsing is also in Austria-Hungary, all the way from England.
Well,
But
it would
yeah,
have been insane value though at this point.
yeah.
Even if you just got 2 hunters, if they went for it.
I'm just trying to think of like at the beginning of the game, like it's easy for us to say what it might be now with all of our we have all the extra information. I'm trying to think like
Yeah,
what would he have done 6 days
yeah.
ago before all the craziness of the past week happened.
Honestly, I'm assuming he would go for a vampire of some kind.
Right, yeah. I'm probably thinking
Even if it was a new vampire, just start getting your victory points going.
I wonder why he didn't put a rumor token on it if it was a vampire. Like that's what makes me
Uh,
think maybe it's a
it's
hoax.
because he got in the encounter and fed.
Can you not? Oh, cause yeah,
He
you're
didn't
right.
move, so he fed, so he doesn't get to drop the rumor token.
You're right. Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think he expected to get into an encounter there either.
I think
So,
nobody expected that. Okay, it was a 4-point
yep.
vampire. That's big.
Not the aristocrat, but still, he's up to the same amount he would have had if he got a token off on that.
Well, right, and he has the wolf form back. He has the feed back. He has the hive back. This is really big.
Yeah, and now he's got 2 rumor tokens to play with as well.
hmm Yeah, nothing else can mature. If any other thing with rumor token matures, they just lose. Like even if he loses this game, he's already got 7 points. It is,
Yeah, he's already in a respectable spot to begin with.
and if you look at how many events are left in the event deck, 61 events. It's the end of the first. It's the start of the second week. There's only 14 event cards have been drawn. That is crazy low.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. And he's ambushing with another vampire.
Does Godalming also have a Garlic Wreath? Yes, he does. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, surprising number of garlic reads this game too.
Well, I think it's just that Spencer hasn't had time to like get the item cards he wants, so it's kind of being forced to just kind of use what he has, which in this case happens to be a Garlic Wreath.
I can see Galving with a pistol being pretty good right here, just like Mina. How many? Yeah, he's got 4 cards in hand, so he's got 1 weapon.
hmm I believe he only did he have three? Well, he has three items. One of them's a horse. We know.
Oh, it's another Heavenly
Wow.
Host.
Okay, that's a
That's
pretty
gonna
good
drop
use,
the vamp,
honestly. Yeah, I think that would have been hard to kill that vampire without it, probably. I guess Mina had a stake, so Mina could have done it.
well, here's the thing though. Now all the hosts are accounted for. They're all in the discard.
hmm
So if he gets consecrated ground later, he's gonna wish he had those. But
He might have
Let's see if
time
we
to
can get there first.
redraw. Yeah, well, he might have time to redraw him out of the deck, depending on how much he supplies. But there we go. Okay. See, I like what he's doing with Seward. He sees that he already has 3 people in the East, and he doesn't need to commit Seward as well, right? These 3 people are enough. And honestly, I kind of like that with Van Helsing too, right? I think he's already pretty threatening. He doesn't need to keep moving his people. He'd rather just like get them
Yeah, start
supplies.
building up power.
Yeah, it's been very light on the supplying this game. Very light. Perilously light, I would say, unless except he drew 3 knives and 3 heavenly hosts like a madman in the top however much of his deck, or maybe only 2 knives. 2 knives and 2 knives and 3 heavenly hosts. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, as Dracula here, I don't think you have a super huge incentive to leave yet, because, you know, even though they're sitting and supplying, they haven't had that much time to supply. Probably like sit here for a couple more turns, maybe.
Let's see.
I think I don't know what
So
Spencer's
he went from
thinking.
53 to 6. He batted out of there.
Yeah, I wonder if he went like, okay,
46 to 55 would be the best right now. It gives him the option to go to see if he needed it.
wait, you think you think he went to Valona?
He might be
55,
in
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like I said, that gives him the option to seed movement. He can go to Ionian if he changes his mind.
Yeah,
He's close enough to be able to see what the hunters are doing. They know he's in the area, so they can't really move openly yet.
I do kind of think that I'd like. We'll see. The Valona was definitely not a bad move, but we're gonna see whether he at the very least went into Galaga or not, based on this psychic scan. Okay, he did.
Yeah.
That was good by Spencer, because if he hadn't done that, there was some slim chance that he somehow like gets out through just moving into Germania or wolf forming past John Seward now that he has his wolf form back.
Yeah, so he's probably still in the Baltic right now.
Yeah, I mean he has to be, I think, probably, because where was that fight happening? It was happening in Belgrade, right?
6.
Yeah,
He was in 6.
so yeah, he couldn't have gotten past Austria-Hungary, so he must still be. He must be in.
Yep. Misdirecting.
No point not to misdirect that. It gives him his bat form back. If he doesn't misdirect, he's down 1 combat card. He won't have the escape of bat in his deck because it'll be under that location. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a bad thing. But
yeah. And if it means also if that he went from 55 to 3, he can now backtrack to 55 because he's still on land. Like I said, I just kind of expect to be in that southeastern corner right now.
yeah, I mean he certainly is in some fashion. It's just whether is he like. I almost wonder if he could have like managed to get into the castle, but I guess the castle, like if he goes there, then
No.
he can kind of be surrounded. It's really bad. Yeah, they
Well,
just like
if
move
he
on.
goes to the castle, the game announces it. There's a specific card played for it.
Well, right. I know he didn't do it. I was wondering, like, do you think that was a viable option for him? And I don't really think it was, because they can do it like they're doing right now and just surround it.
Yeah, that you'd give up your location. You wouldn't gain any health back, really. Actually, how much health is he missing?
He's missing 4, I think.
No, he's
Five.
missing 5.
Because he got punched. He got punched. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Castle gives you how many hit points back?
It gives you 5, but even if he does it, like, then they can just move. It gives you 5, but they could just move into the spots next to the castle, so we'd be forced to move into them. It wouldn't be great. I mean, I guess because it's wolf form, people will form past him.
He'd have to force Wolf out.
Yeah, it wouldn't be great. So I think it was probably a good call not to go there, even though it's tempting because the 5 HP looks really nice. Oh, that was.
I'm not. He really should be supplying up some more.
Yeah, if he had moved on to Dracula there with Mina, oh, he's knight supplying.
Oh no.
I mean, I think he needs it at this point, right? He's so low on events and items, right? He needs to make.
Oh, there's Mystic Research.
For 6.
0 Dracula cards.
So that's 6 free supplies there. It's disappointing that he did the 1 night supply before that, right? When he had 6 waiting just around the corner. It's kind of ironic, but.
Yeah. Of course. My question is always going to be, why aren't you supplying during the day right now? Oh, Dracula does have a card. You got out of one of those night supplies.
Yes, well, he only did the one before the Mystic Research. Oh, he's leaving. Oh, I think he could have stayed another turn, probably. I don't know if he had to leave this turn. I mean, obviously, I don't know where he is, but. Maybe it could have been bad. John Stewart actually has, I think, some amount of. Okay, he only has one event, but John Stewart is pretty tooled up. If he, I don't know, had a sense of emergency that's been traded across to him by Van Helsing, which is possible, then like he could get to Valona this turn, I suppose. If he's just sitting there, maybe it is a bit risky to like just be sitting on Valona. Hmm. Still supplying. I mean, I think he still got some good value out of the East. I think maybe I don't know. We'll see where he does. I wonder if he left from Bologna and if he's gonna land like in Bari or Venice or like Wolf form out of Venice maybe, or if he's gonna go further.
So I'm thinking Barre would be a pretty good move, especially if he's got Fog in his hand. If someone tries to chase him down, he's gonna basically lock them in. Doubly so if he tries to rumor bait it.
True. I mean, I think he does have some time as well. If he landed in Bari like this turn, for example, I don't know how quickly people could get there. Speaking of which, Van Helsing is moving into position to do just that right now. But did he leave from Bologna? Yes, he
Yep,
did. Okay.
not gonna ambush.
She has a stake, so if she's not ambushing, it's probably not a fighter vampire, I imagine.
Yep.
I think he can probably. I mean, I don't know if they have consecrated ground yet or not. That's the big thing. If he lands, I guess he knows
Well,
all
if
three
he
heavenly hosts are
consecrates,
gone.
yep, he can only get one spot consecrated.
So maybe he can land in Bari, like, kind of be safe. Because even if they consecrate ground, like, Rome, which is annoying, it means he can't go through Rome, but he can, like, still chill in
Yep.
Bari and Naples.
540 hide.
Yeah, feed maybe if he's feeling, like, spicy. Uh,
Hoax.
got rid of her stake. Kind of what you want the stakes to be used on, honestly, is like the hoaxes and the aristocratics. I mean, obviously you want it to mature, but.
Alright, that's 2 stakes down.
Mhm.
2 dogs in the discard as well.
No holy bullets. Makes me think like John Stewart has a pair of them maybe. So I think he will formed. No, he moved to
Yep.
safe. That gives them a lot of time. That gives them a lot
Yeah.
of time. Because he probably can't
Plus,
land Ionian, right?
uh, if he lands Ionian, he'd be landing in 3 or 46. I don't know if he was in 46 before, though.
Right, but he's probably not going to do it. It doesn't look great to me. Because Mina and Godalming are both right there. Like and if he lands, he can't really leave for a couple turns because of the
Alright.
They're
Okay,
good.
so it looks like
It's on
he
the
went
trail.
to from 55-3 back to 55 with misdirect.
Mm-hmm. Very possible. But Adriatic to Ionian is just, it feels like he could have left onto the Ionian Sea directly and then saved a turn,
Yeah.
but hmm.
Unless he's trying to play around the possible excellent weather for Van Helsing, but even that I would be too worried about.
He's already used one excellent weather as well, so there's only one left in the deck, and it's possible he has it. But now what does he do? Does he move? I mean, he's got to go Tyrrhenian, right? He can't really go Black Sea on that. That'd be a huge bluff.
Well, given how this game is going so far, I wouldn't put it past him at this point.
I mean, it's definitely possible. I guess they don't really have any items, so if he lands Black Sea, like,
Yeah, I mean, he's just got a pistol. Golemy's got 3 cards, but we know they're not Heavenly Hosts at least.
yeah, but how does he get out if he lands Black Sea, right? The problem with it is that all the sea spaces are on the trail, so he'll have to like sit there for like 4 or 5 turns before he can leave through like Valona or through Salonika, through any of the
Yeah,
ports towards the Adriatic or Ionia.
yeah. Then you have to make a dash literally right at Van Helsing and Stewart.
And if he landed, if I mean, The thing is, if you wolf form from Tyrrhenian, there's not too many places you can go. Like, you can go Marseille, which is pretty good. You could go, like, you could bluff Cagliari, you could go Venice, but Venice is less good because Adriatic's on the trail. Hmm, yeah. And if you move further than 3 sea spaces, then everybody knows you're in the Mediterranean. There's no more obfuscation. Hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he probably goes Tyrrhenian, I think, probably. Because it's going
Yeah.
to take him so long to get out of the East, right? It's going to take him so long.
Honestly, I'm thinking Tyrrhenian, Cagliari, maybe feed there. If others want to call them, they're gonna have to take the time to sail there.
Right, that is common Dracula tactics. The problem is I feel like it's way too early, right? We're not even ended the second week yet. If he starts doing that kind of stuff now, like I feel like he's kind of capitalized on the fact that hunters haven't supplied very much. If he sits at sea or on an island, then they're gonna get the time to supply, right? I feel like if he
Yeah.
like gets on a landmass and starts moving, he can like leave a trail. He'll give them more things to do essentially to keep them moving rather than supplying.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's all a moot point.
Honestly, I'm kind of thinking Black Sea sounds like a good idea now, just because you have the under-equipped hunters over there.
I agree
It is
that
obviously a risk, but
yeah, I mean they're less equipped than John Stewart and Van Helsing. I certainly agree with you there. Uh, Problem is, what does he do once he lands? Right, like think about it. He goes to Black Sea next turn. He wolf forms into I don't know Bucharest or Sofia, depending on if like Mina moves. Then he has to like sit there for like 4 or 5 turns with 2 hunters right there, and they can probably cover Valona, so he can't get there without like not placing an encounter and having a day fight.
yeah,
The game is definitely different though, and they still have one encounter to find over there actually.
yeah,
Maybe that's a reason to not go back. Is like they're going to be staying there to deal with the encounter, so just like go somewhere else so that you're further away from them.
I get the feeling that the encounter's in Athens. Hopefully, it's a vampire.
If it's in Athens right now, it's really good, right? Because it's good. I mean, good only has
Yeah,
horses, but I don't think the economy, the tickets are set up very well. Hopefully,
yeah, yeah. He's got his max tickets drawn, but there's no way of knowing if they're good or not yet.
right? Mina's probably got a yellow too, I imagine, so she can like do some sort of decent movement over there if she wants to like leave. Let's see. This is a one. It's really big. It's a one. That's big.
Yep, looks like they're just gonna abandon Athens.
Mina could move there, but I don't know if. I don't know.
I get the feeling he's gonna start committing just going straight after Drac, even though,
Well, the thing is, because there's no rumor token, even if that matures, it doesn't win the game. So he can kind of let that one go if he wants to. Because if he moves to Athens and it's not Athens, then it's like really bad, right? He's wasted so much time. Oh, I hope he didn't go Black Sea. He didn't go
yeah,
Black Sea. They're boxing him in right now. If he went Black Sea, look, you see how he can't really like.
yeah, I see. You'd have to land and walk.
Right.
It would save him his wolf form, but what good would be wolf forming if you're that close to everybody?
It is kind of interesting. If he lands that wolf forming, normally I would assume that's Cagliari, but in this situation, if he was in Black Sea, I think he would land without wolf forming as well. So it does like provide an interesting train of thought there, where maybe he is in the Black Sea because he didn't wolf form.
Uh,
Or maybe he wolf forms and only moves one and is in the Black Sea and then,
yeah,
makes people think he's
they're
in
not gonna start
Tyrrhenian.
searching for that double move
Yeah.
location.
The big thing is whatever he does, hopefully he gets time off it. 'Cause I think he needs to buy some time somehow. So hopefully whatever trick or ruse he pulls, it distracts people and makes them waste their time. Because if they immediately find him off of this landing, I don't think it's going to be good for him, right? I think he doesn't have enough health to be playing around with the hunters anymore, and they're more well equipped than they were week one.
Yep, he's landing.
Okay, is it Cagliari or is it like Black Sea? That's the question.
Well,
I mean, theoretically, it could also be like in Rome or in Italy. I mean,
speedy telegraph.
can move Mina invert, maybe?
Yeah. Money Trail.
Money Trail on who played it?
Yeah.
Okay, he went Tyranian.
Trillion. Yeah, he went Tyranian.
So do we think he went Cagliari or do we think that he went Italy?
Well, all I know is Galamy's got the slow horse today.
It's had a slow horse for a while. I suppose if a vampire matures, it would knock off the Adriatic Sea.
You know, knock off Adriatic and Ionian.
And so if he was in Italy, he'd be free to escape that way.
Yeah, they're going heavy committee west, so if he's in Italy, this could be a big moment for him.
Well, the thing is, he's also so low, right? He can't just like do a bunch of C movement late in the game to secure him the win. He's going to need to gain health to do that or something. Desecrated Thrones right now might not be that bad, given how we know they don't have Heavenly Host, right?
Mhm.
They
They've
can't.
got no heavenly hosts. They do still have the 6 night supplies.
The thing is, he has no like trail right now, right? He's been at sea so long that he doesn't have like he's not threatening them with lots of encounters, right?
Yeah,
Hope
he's
this
gonna
one's a
set one off in a
vampire.
moment, but
Yeah, I hope it's a vampire for his sake. A vampire would be really good. That's another 4 points. It would give him his C
three,
spaces back. He'd
yeah,
be
3
good.
or 4 points.
Yeah, three or
It may
four.
be a new vampire. We don't know.
That's true. He might have thought like the hoax baits out the stake, and then now that the stake's baited out, I can put a real vampire down. Just no misclick. Don't misclick, make it a lair. Ugh.
If he's in 45, he can go to 40 and then create a nice little mini trail there.
Question is,
It'd be a bit risky, but
do you think he's in Italy or do you think he's in Cagliari? Because I'm kind of leaning towards Cagliari, but then again, I don't feel like I have no idea what's going on in this game, so I could just be dead wrong.
oh, he upgraded to layer. It may not have been a vampire
Yeah,
then.
it may not have been good. That's fair. But that is rough. I think a vampire there would have been really nice.
Slow horse.
Slow horse. Yeah, the tickets
Yeah,
are just
that's
not in his
yeah,
favor
that's
right
two
now.
different. Yeah, there's at least 2 different slow tickets in there.
Uh, okay, sending John Stewart out to do with Cagliari, if it is Cagliari. I'm trying to think about where the game goes after he leaves, because I'm kind of assuming if he's in Cagliari right now, he's gonna have to leave. That means 2 more damage, right? He can't
He's
take that much
discarded 2
more.
horses.
Really?
Yeah, there's 2 horses to discard.
Oh.
Holy Bolts was just discarded. One of the 2
And
crucifixes.
that kind of makes me want him to go back east, because without horses, the east is just, I mean, you've seen
Yeah,
how long it's
East is
taking
just
Gedalman to
fair
get out
game.
there.
Yeah, only Gollum can get there, and nope, he's not adjacent to a hunter.
Wait a second. Does that work the way I think it does with season ports? Or am I just.
I I don't know honestly. I'd
I,
assume it would work, but
I know that if you're in a port and he's in the sea, it counts as you being adjacent to him.
all right. So he's not in Cagliari.
Right, but I'm saying I don't know if it works the other way, where if you're on the sea, does it count as being adjacent to all the ports? I imagine it does, and if it does, it means he's in Italy right
Uh,
now.
yeah, if he's in 45, 40, and then 5,
Italy wouldn't. The problem is,
then hide.
I mean, if he's in Italy, he's gonna have to burn another 2 turns.
Well, he's feeding.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not in Cagliari and John Seward lands in Cagliari, that will be so much time wasted by John Seward. I think that would also be a win. He's not actually there. If he's in Cagliari, then obviously John Seward is kind of the only threat to him right now. But we'll see. He's at 9. 9 is a lot better than 6.
Yep.
9 means if he gets heroic delete, he could still theoretically leave. If he was at 6, he would just die. Not from the heroic leap, but from, going back to sea.
Anything. He would die from a stiff breeze.
Yeah. Well, on an island like that, I mean, it would just be a matter of time. I think he'd have to go to sea because he's already played his hide, he's already played his feed if he's on Cagliari.
Yeah. So,
Ooh. Maybe that rule does
realize.
work the way I think. Maybe Spencer's realized that he can't be on Cagliari because of the evil presence. Maybe it is that way. I mean, we'll see. If he moves on to Cagliari, oh,
He skipped Cagliari.
yeah,
If
maybe
he's on
that.
Cagliari, it works the other way.
Yeah, maybe the rule does mean that, like, if he's in C and it triggers, it should count him as being adjacent to John Seward. So I guess now he quote unquote knows that he's not in Cagliari, which means that. But now this is
Well,
rough, right? He can't leave for another whole turn. He can't really stay still because unless he dark calls. Right. Like if he has a forewarned or something, and or not forewarned, if they have a fog and they don't have a forewarned, which they could easily not have a forewarned, this could be really good. This could still be okay. You could still get out of here, I think. But you were right. He did end up landing in Italy, unless he's in Cagliari, and the rule doesn't work that way.
yeah.
I'm just wrong.
I don't know this rule either, so it's not like we have
Well,
anyone to ask about this in the
I
moment.
mean,
So we're just gonna have to play by ear.
well, the fact that Spencer's acting this way makes me think that the rule is that way because he's pretty smart. He knows rules pretty well, and the fact that ports are adjacent to seas for hunters makes me think it would be that seas are adjacent to ports, right? That kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So currently we're thinking 45. Potentially you could try wolf forming back to 20, but
That's
at
true. I
that
mean,
point it'd be pretty obvious he's there.
best case scenario I think for him is that he landed in 40, moved to 5, he's fed. Now we can hide in 5, maybe like put a fog down or something, and then he can leave next turn into the Adriatic, and then hopefully the fog lets him live another turn, right? That would be ideal. We'll see if it
Yeah.
works out that way.
If it's a single movement space, then he's definitely not in Cagliari anymore.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He's
He
not a
was
Cagliari.
walked.
Yeah, he's not a Cagliari. Okay.
He had to land from Tyrion. He couldn't have been 25. That was covered at the time.
Yeah, so he went, you were right. He went Naples, and then he moved from Naples to Bari. He fed in Bari, and now he just hid in Bari.
He's gonna have to deal with Mina and Van Helsing in a moment.
Yeah, I think the real question is, one, does Godalming have a excellent weather? No. Okay. He does not.
No.
Two, does
Newspaper.
me
Yep, he's
yeah,
in Barre.
does does Van Helsing have a forewarned right now that he can use to get rid of a fog? But I think there must be a fog in Bari. The fog in Bari is
Yeah.
so juicy. It's so good if it triggers. It's a small city, right? They don't get the good. They don't get items when they supply there.
Yeah. And it's a coast, so it'll be double fogged.
Mm-hmm.
They won't be able to leave it.
So a fog would be really good. The only problem is if he does fog, and there is in fact a forewarned, then it does nothing, right? Whereas if he puts a vampire, he's gonna have guaranteed some damage at least.
Right,
Well,
Helsing's
let's
moving in.
see. Van Helsing has 3 events. There could be a forewarned. Question is, does he get greedy and not trigger whatever he has until Mina moves in? Right? Oh,
Bodyguards.
okay, let's see it. Probably a gun, right? Yeah, it's got a gun.
So he
Ooh.
knows. Oh, it's a new vampire.
Okay, so there's no
Yeah.
fog. So this is going to be a fight then with him and Mina, depending on how well this vampire combat goes. But
Yeah.
I think that this might be the end for him. This is a two on ones are not great. How many counter items does Van Helsing have? He's got 2. Okay.
Yeah. So you just go in for as much damage as you can as the new vampire.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose you know there's only 1 knife left. There's no heavenly host, so you don't have to worry about that.
He's got the rifle. That's one item accounted for.
He could have a holy bullets. Could have a holy bullets. That could be the 6th item that's not a combat item, because I don't think it's horses, right? Could be a stake as well, I
Nope.
suppose.
All horses are accounted for. There's 2 in the discard, and he's crucifix.
Crucifix. Okay. Okay. That's good to figure out about before the Dracula fight, before you get got
Yeah.
in that fight by it. But you don't want the new vampire to die here, because it has to fight. You want it to fight Mina too.
Yeah. Try to get a little info out of her too.
Mm-hmm. course, he could Fang again. If he has second Fang, he could play it now because the Crucifix is on cooldown and he knows that the other item is a gun. Or a plot, honestly, or a mesmerize, maybe. Strength.
Strength.
Did he escape? He did.
Yeah,
Okay.
he escaped. Alright, well, the vampire at least gets to hang around for a Mina fight.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Van Helsing's going into this Dracula fight with still 6 health left, right? That's you would have really
Yeah.
liked him to be on 4, so you could at least threaten to kill him with the claws.
Yeah.
But he's drawing enough events
The
now that might
rifle
be.
would rifle would block the claws, but
Well, he only has one
that's
rifle,
just
right?
one
Yeah.
answer. Alright,
But he
now
might
Mina's gonna get
actually.
her turn.
Yeah, he could have a heroic leap here. He could have a great strength here. Like he's drawing enough events that now he could start having the things he needs, right?
Yeah. Alright, so Mina's got 5 in hand as well, so
Okay.
2 weapons.
She had a pistol before. I don't know if she's discarded that.
Yeah, I think she still has it. Could be wrong though. Yeah, she still has a pistol. It's very hard to see, but you can see in the bottom right underneath the
Oh, yeah.
vampire's portrait.
Okay, so she's got a pistol. She could have like a holy bullets. That would be pretty nice. Yeah, Fangs is not bad here. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Don't really learn anything about Mina, but
Do damage, just do damage.
yeah. The problem is, what is this night fight is now kind of like. I suppose if he could escape his bat, that would be pretty nice. But I don't know if he's
He'll
gonna be
need the
able to pull
last
that
3
off.
rounds against 2 hunters.
Yeah, I
And
don't
he's
know
not
if he
going to
can.
be able to bite one out automatically with
Oh,
a
is
holy host
there a
call.
heroic leap? Is there a heroic leap? That's a big question. Is there a heroic leap right now? If there's a heroic leap right now, this is very bad.
Uh,
There's not. Those are a lot of like prompts for him to not actually play anything. He must have like escape routes or something. It's weird.
so, let's see. How would you play this?
How would I play it as
We know
Dracula?
we know
Uh,
they've got. We know Van Helsing's got the rifle. We know Mia's got the pistol. Van Helsing also has the.
Crucifix. Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't play. I would hope that Van Helsing plays Crucifix. I feel like I would kind of read. My guess is that they're both gonna play Punch to try to prevent Mesmerize. Van Helsing might actually play Crucifix since it also prevents Mesmerize. I would like probably Strength Mina, try to break whatever she uses, or if she's fists me, she fists me. I might Fang Mina if I think she's gonna punch, just to like not lose health. It all depends on what my hand is, right? The problem is if one of them was low, I try to kill them, but neither of them are really low right now.
Yeah. He's gonna go for Helsing.
A claw against Van Helsing may not be terrible. A strength, okay. So strength against punch, yeah.
Punch. Yeah.
I
Not
think
the best, but
them both playing punch here, I think, is fine. I kind of expected it because mesmerize turn 1 is really common. Okay, pistol.
pistol.
Is there holy bullets? No, no
Nope.
holy bullets on Mina. Okay.
Alright, so potentially you could claw Helsing, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna call the claw right now.
He's got
Either
a
with
rifle as well. Yeah, I feel like
rifle or dodge.
the thing is, Spencer probably wants to avoid him escaping. So I think Vencer's going to try to end the combat, or not Vencer. Spencer's going to try to end the combat before turn 4. So I think he's going to escape like this round or next round. Maybe next round because he can,
Do a little bit more.
Deal more damage before he leaves. Yeah. And he can play the gun on Helsing to mean that he doesn't die to claws, which would be nice.
Yeah. Honestly, if he can strength Helsing right now, would probably be best.
Strength Helsing. We don't know what Mina's other item is. It isn't I think I would be really afraid of Heavenly Host, but Mina does. We know Mina
still
doesn't have
can't
one.
be. They haven't reshuffled the item deck yet, so it can't be host.
Yeah, it could be a knife. It could be just a second gun or a garlic or something.
Yeah, there's one knife not accounted for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This has got to be a strength, right? He wouldn't claw into him knowing he has guns. Yeah.
Strength. Okay. All right, he played the way I thought it would.
Mm.
I don't know what Mia's gonna do now though.
Now I think Spencer tries to leave next turn probably because if he stays, then he can escape on Van Helsing for free. Okay, punch. The double punch again. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, definitely finish off Helsing. I'd say.
I don't. This is weird.
Yeah, claw Helsing because the only thing he can do is dodge, but.
Well, the thing is, you might
He's
even
got our
want
pistol off
Van
cooldown.
Helsing alive so that you can escape his bat next turn. I suppose it maybe. I think Spencer's going to try to leave, right? I think Spencer's going to try to escape with little people this time to prevent the escape his bat. So he might like mesmerize one of them instead, so that because they both play punch last turn, so they don't have punch. Van Helsing could play crucifix. Maybe you mesmerize Mina instead. Hmm. I don't know, but I feel like you need an escape his bat here.
Yeah.
Would
You
be
can comment to last one more round either way.
yeah. So we don't know. Mina
But
only has Mina still has one, and
if
we
he
don't
kills
know.
Van Helsing, that would be 4 victory points, though. And that would put him, like, I think at
That's true.
12.
That's true. He's pretty close to
Or 11 or
winning.
12.
Let's see. Did he mesmerize? Claude. Okay, he's trying to
He's
kill
going for
him.
the kill. Here's the
Crucifix. So
crucifix.
he's
That
dead.
kills him.
Even through a great strength, he dies here. The question is, did
That's
Mina
11.
leave? Did Mina try to leave?
Yeah.
Or did Mina attack? Because Mina still has none, and we don't know. So she could like do something
Oh,
here.
okay. The second claw goes after me. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you can choose any target, even the person you're not targeting. So theoretically, you could spread it out if you wanted to.
There's the pistol.
Okay,
Alright, now Dracula's got to get out of there.
but the problem is we don't know what Mina's last card is, right? It could be a rifle or a gun or the third knife that we don't know where it is, right? It could be either of those things, which would stop the escape as bad. What does Dracula do here? He's played both claws. He's also played both strengths. Oh, he's only played one claw. He has one claw left. Yeah.
Well, Mesmerize would be pretty good, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, it would stop Mia from doing whatever she's doing.
Unless she punches. She might punch here if her other item isn't very good, like if she has garlic, for example.
Let's go for
Okay.
the bite. It's garlic.
Oh, that's very bad. Dracula, that's 2 more damage. Dracula can't afford any more damage right now.
Yeah.
Although I suppose...
Drac needs to...
Hmm.
Okay, now we know it's that, so...
That's true. So yeah, now Mina, he could just escape his bat here for free.
Yeah.
Mina has no way of stopping it.
Yeah, you need to get out of here at this point. You've done the most you can do.
Yeah, there's kind of the thought of like maybe trying to win by killing Mina, but the problem is that she has the garlic is very defensive. It's gonna be very hard to kill her through garlic, and you don't have enough time anyway.
Yeah. You're 1 shot for pistol right now. You're 2 punches out.
Like you could theoretically play Fangs this turn, but then if she escapes while you play Fangs, I guess maybe it's not the worst ever. You can misdirect Naples. Oh, maybe you can't misdirect Naples because it's hidden there. Oh, you could go to Rome, I suppose.
Oh,
Okay.
he's
No,
batting.
He's leaving. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And it's a punch. Yeah.
So maybe he could have fanged and then gotten a little bit of extra health before he left, but I think it's risky because Mina could have then escaped. So it's fine. This is good.
Yeah. Still, you got 11 victory points. If you can get just a good vamp, a good what's it called?
If you
Reckless
get any,
vamp, that would be.
A good reckless vampire could do it. Any vampire maturing does it. Any more hunters dying would do it. The thing is now, look at like where John Seward and Godalming are. They're so far out of position, right? I think everyone expected him to go to Adriatic Sea. Killing Van Helsing means that Mina probably can't chase after him by herself. She only has garlic and pistol, and he is going to have time. He has his full form. He could get away. I mean, he's very low. That's the only bad thing about this right now. He is very low. So he probably no more sea movement unless he can like feed or play a desperate soil or something. So he's probably landlocked for a while. But if he can like get some good encounters, like maybe kill Mina if she tries to chase after him.
If he dropped, no, he couldn't drop a vampire on 20 because he batted.
How many vampires has he used? He's used
Two
two
reckless
reckless
and a new.
So he's got I believe
one more reckless.
one more reckless, one more new, and then obviously all the other Socratics.
Yeah, I actually played a game against Scott Sword recently. I dropped a new vamp on 20 and layered it. It made it really hard for him to get out of there after he had to go in after a reckless vamp on 5.
Italy can be annoying to get out of if
He's
going
wolfing.
down to 1. He was wolfing. Okay.
Yeah. He's just gonna play the clock.
Well, the problem here is that he has like his feed is on the trail, right? He's not gonna get feedback for a long time. He's so low. Like he can't take anything. He can't go to sea anymore. If he gets his wolf form back, he can't use it. The plus side in all of this is Van Helsing died, and Van Helsing had a lot of events on him. So
And he's only gone to Rome. He's not very far from where he got killed.
That is a little bit unfortunate. I kind of wish he was further away. I suppose if he's running away from Rome, then having him in Rome is not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, but this is not when you want to see the horses like kick back into gear.
Well, the only one with horses is Godalming, so he's the
True.
only one who has a real chance of catching if he avoids the train routes.
John Sawyer can go like Adriatic here and then go into Venice, or go Tyrrhenian and go Genoa. He can get semi close,
Oh,
but he's bought. He has time. He has time to like run. The question is, how is he going to gain health so he can go back to sea? Because I don't think he can just go beyond land for another 4 days. Maybe he can. Depends on if he can like outfox them.
yeah.
Because there's a, I mean, right now there isn't a lot of places he could be, but like
There's
with the,
also that mystery event he's been holding on to.
that's
Probably something useless. Probably something like a sensational press at this point.
it's not
But
false press, false or a sensationalist press, because that would have he would have had a trigger to use it when the newspaper reports went off.
right,
So it's not that. It's also
it's not.
not roadblock because he's not getting asked at the end of his Dracula phase whether he wants to do it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not wild horses. He's
Definitely not wild horses. I agree. Um, it could be a false
seduction
tip,
maybe.
seduction, false tip. Um, oh no, false tip would have triggered on the rail movement, which hasn't been happening, so it's not false tip.
Yeah. All right, so he's completely evacuated Italy.
That is
So he's
actually very
probably in.
revealing. Yeah,
Yeah, he's probably in 36.
He either went Marseille or he went Munich. Those are the only two options that he could have gotten to with his bat wolf form.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm pretty sure he would have gone 36 since there's more distance that way.
You'd think that,
Though
but
with Stewart but with Stewart at sea, do you go towards the guy in the boat or do you go towards the guy with the horses and hope he overshoots you?
the problem here is just Dracula's so low, right? Like 1 HP is you can't get into any fight, right? He can't risk a
Yeah,
fight to try to like escape. He can't do anything,
yeah,
and he can't go to sea at all. Like he can't even do a small sea hop from like Bari to Valona. He's just got to like go on land for another. I mean, essentially
uh,
until he wins the game or
well,
loses it. But
actually, there is one possibility. We've got that mystery event in 40.
that's true. If that's a desecrated soil, that would be really big. Because then he could maybe like
If
hop
if
the
it's
English
soil or
Channel.
vampire, it could play a big role right now.
That is, if it's a vampire, this game could maybe just be
Or
like his.
actually, one
Oh,
other thing it could be. It could be a fog. If you
ooh,
can drop that in Florence and just bottle them in completely,
uh, that's true.
it
And
has to be in Italy. Up, he went to
you
Munich.
went Munich.
Reckless Vamp,
Reckless. That's important. I mean, in this economy with 11
two
points,
bites.
that could be a
Two.
win. I
If he
mean,
can pull off 2 bites this fight, it's over.
it only has one combat item. We probably need to get a stake though. Unfortunately, I'll probably be able to stake the vampire, but.
Yeah.
I mean, if he can get like 1 point off the vampire, the problem is this is his last reckless, so he won't be able to win unless he refreshes the deck with reckless vampires.
Yep.
Unless Godalming doesn't have a stake, which he might not.
Uh,
He could be like gun.
Mesmerize. Escape.
Okay, okay, good.
Okay, if he bites him, does it get 1 point for the bite being reckless and 1 bite for the mesmerize? Oh wait, no, it's not
It's
nighttime.
daytime. But this is still important because now we get into the rock paper series of does he plot or not, right?
Yeah.
Because if Godalming dodges and he plots, then maybe he could get both bites off, depending on what his common item is.
Yep. He's already used up the escape, so. Oh, let's
Claw
go.
versus
Let's
punch.
get a
Okay.
claw.
So good they didn't plot though.
Or maybe didn't have plot or didn't have bite. Probably thought he was gonna dodge bite.
Yeah, I might want to have saved the Fang for the turn after in case he tries to escape next turn, so you can try to land the bite in case he dodged turn 2. Fair. Pause is kind of
Yep.
like hedging his bets
It's,
almost.
yep. As you said, this is where the rock paper scissors begins.
Well, now he can just leave. I think the question is, does
Oh,
he just
there's
leave
the
and take
fangs.
one bite? Yeah, he leaves and
Yep,
takes
he's
one
taking
bite.
the bite.
I think yeah, Godalming was only in serious danger of like losing the game. He was only gonna lose the game if somehow like a plotting happened or if he did bite him when he punched. and then maybe he could have been scared of the second bite winning the game. But
Oh,
I mean, this is as close as it can be, right? Dracula's on 1 HP. He's one influence away from winning the game.
and we've got something that's about to go off.
Yeah, does he have to land? I mean, there's no way he lands John Stewart in Naples, right? He'll leave like Van Helsing to deal
Yeah,
with it. Yeah, or I guess
yeah.
Mina, not Van Helsing.
Helsing or Mina.
Van Helsing's
Yeah,
useless, but
yeah.
Mina.
Send Mina in. Oh
Wow,
no,
he's
he's just
just
gonna let it
giving up
go.
on it. Oh my, Spencer could lose this game right now. This could just be an aristocratic vampire or a new vampire. That would just be game over, right? There's nothing he can do about it.
Yeah, he's calling a bluff. Let's see if it's a bluff though.
Oh my, if Spencer, okay, if Wyrmtalon beats Spencer right now, that is going to be so huge. So huge. Come on. Just be a vampire. The other one wasn't a vampire, but this one is. Okay, I have faith in you,
Yeah,
Wyrmtalon. It's a vampire. I want
still
Spencer to
not
get
using
up.
those night supplies.
Come on, come on. Come on, be a vampire. Just be a vampire. Just type a quick GG in chat, move on space. We can all go home early.
What do you mean early?
Gosh. Well, the game would end. I guess it's not early. It's late. It's been hours, hasn't it? Yeah, it's been hours.
Uh, we were at an hour 11 into this game.
Yeah, it's been an hour and change.
Now I've got a recording clock going up. And what was it?
Was it a vamp?
Saboteur.
Oh, okay. Roadblock is not amazing, but that is kind of
It,
disappointing, honestly. That is a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was probably hoping that they'd landed 40 he could delay.
Mhm. Yeah. I almost wish it was almost anything else, right? Like even a spy or a bodyguard to give him something.
Yeah.
Desperate Soil would have been really good, but.
Yeah, I was hoping for the soil or a vamp.
Mhm.
So he's gonna. I don't think with unless he hopes for a low horse roll,
Well, also
or he
Gedalion
could
doesn't
try a
necessarily
double
know where he's
bluff.
gone. There's a couple different places he could have gone from here. Right? He could have gone back into the east, for example. Um,
Uh, honestly, he could have tried misdirecting. Oh wait, no, he couldn't have. He blocked 41 to 51.
okay, he slow
One
rolled on
ticket.
horses. I wonder why he wanted to move more than one space this turn. Oh, to catch up to Dracula, because he's already two spaces behind. Okay, and he didn't go to Nuremberg. Hmm.
Maybe it's a bluff. He blocked west, hoping he'd think, oh, he's trying to stop me from going that way.
Well, if he didn't go Nuremberg, the only other places to go west would have been. Okay, he
Yep,
didn't
he
go
went
west.
east.
He went east. Yeah.
Yeah, he was trying the double bluff. I don't get the feeling he's back in 11.
Yeah.
He's gone back to Budapest. He's making a dash for his castle. Because that
That's
would be a
not.
pretty good play at this point.
It's not.
That's 5 health sitting on the
It's
table.
certainly not as bad as it was before. Now that we're in like Friday of the third week, getting back to his castle and healing for 5 would be really good. Actually,
Yeah.
it'd be nice. Because now that he's at 1, I mean, at 6 he could at least he could maybe survive a 1-on-1. Right now, chances of him surviving a 1-on-1 are very low.
Yeah, he'd have to play absolutely perfectly.
Well, you'd have to also have a good hand, right? I mean, that's the problem with Dracula combat. He
Yeah.
could just have a bad hand.
Yep, double plot, triple escape. Get punched in the face.
Wait, I'm an idiot. He has one more Reckless Vampire, doesn't he? Oh no, there's still the one
No,
on. No, there's still the
it's
one
on
on
38.
Yeah, it's on 38. Okay, so
Unless he wants, at this point, he just drop whatever he can and hope for the best.
I mean, he still has both his fogs. He hasn't used either of his fogs yet, right? I mean,
I forgot about that.
John Stewart only has
Fogs.
one event. If it's not a forewarned and he hits a fog, like,
Yeah.
by a lot of time. It's interesting that he's not searching Vienna. I suppose he thinks that if Vienna matures, like, it's already going to be GG, right?
Yeah.
I wonder why he didn't ambush. Maybe he thought he would search.
Yeah, at this point, it's just you keep moving.
But I'd be, like, trying to throw everything behind me. I could have slowed him down. Like, even
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's what I mean by I'm talking for
For the
Spencer.
hunters. Yeah.
Don't bother searching. Just keep running. Something goes off anyway. You've already lost. Just keep chasing him.
Oh, it's gonna be
He's
hard.
on 1 health, and you're on 1 victory point.
It's gonna be hard for John Stewart to keep chasing him. He doesn't have horses, right? In the East, the rails are very bad, as previously
Yep.
mentioned, right? It's gonna be hard.
Like I said, if he went to 11, he can now go to 26, and he's in one
Ooh,
spot from his castle.
yeah, the
If he's gone to
horses.
59, he can stay to 49.
Oh, he's trying to. Oh no.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, he needed a
That,
fog there. He needed that to be a fog, and then he needed there to not be a forewarned. This is.
yeah, this could be GG.
I don't think could. He's at 1 HP
No, it
right now.
is.
I think this is
Yeah,
just,
he's dropping
especially
the
with.
second hunter.
If it was just Godalming, maybe he could live it out, you know? Against
Yeah,
Godalming,
it's
who only had one combat item. But with John Stewart there,
yeah,
I think if he played both sides, maybe he could do it because he'd make him both run away. But if they both play any sort of damaging thing, I mean, like, they both
so he
play.
probably went from 58 to 11 and tried to head south. That's
Tried
probably
to
what his plan was.
Yeah, tried to
Fake
bluff
out
the
the
heat.
castle.
Yeah, fake out that he was going to the castle. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think he
yeah.
can see the right on the wall.
Wyrmtalon's dropped
He got
it.
very close. 11
Yeah,
or 12 victory point influence points for Dracula. That is a not very that's a very close game. Very
yeah.
close.
And for the hunters, just drop whatever high power weapon you got.
I mean, yeah, you're not. There's no he's a one streak, right? You both play something that does at least 2 damage, so even if he bangs you, he still dies, and it's that easy.
Yep.
There's no need to be fancy or like mess around.
Yeah,
You're
just
keeping
drop
12
it.
influence.
Yeah, I actually went 3-on-1 with Dracula recently. I ended up rifling him down to 1 hit point and then just dropping the holy bullet on him anyway, just to finish it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Just
mean,
make sure nothing happened.
Dracula has such a huge disadvantage when it's more than 1-on-1. I even say 2-on-1 is okay. It's not great, but I mean, even 2-on-1 is bad, especially when you're in this kind of position. Okay, so he had the third knife,
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter, right? It's just
yeah,
academic.
that would have killed him if he bit.
And even if he fights,
And there's the gun.
uh,
And that's GG.
so close. I really wanted to see him win. I really wanted
Yep.
it. Oh man, if only. I guess he played a lot of vampires. You know, he hadn't
Yeah.
gone that far to the encounter deck. Oh, so close to greatness.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, he probably should have just gone beelining straight for the castle.
I don't know. I mean, I think if they get him in that 2v1, even if he's already healed 5, it's still pretty bad for him. I think what he needed to do was, like, fog John Stewart while he was by himself, so maybe it's just a 1-on-1 with Godalming. I think he could maybe have handled that if he was at the castle, but, you know,
Yep.
didn't happen. It was a good game, though. Good game.
Yep. Well, maybe he also just didn't have any real good events, too. He probably had wolves and rats.
Sure, I do wonder what was in his hand, what his Dracula event was. Could have been, like, enraged, I suppose, and he just never got to use it.
Yep. Still, that was definitely an interesting game from the start.
Yes. Yes, it was. Very high energy. Well, thanks for having me on, Matt King.
Yep. Well, thanks for co-commentating with me.
Yeah, glad to help.
You have helped me elevate this to watchable.
Oh, it was always watchable. Don't kid yourself. It was
Yeah.
always good.
Well, yeah, like as Spencer said, if he had Wolf hit, he probably would have won.
And maybe. Yeah.
Well, this is what Spencer's saying.
Oh, if he had like, I'm sorry, but
Yeah, if
he had
that Wolf hide hadn't occurred at the start, that might have turned it around.
I think it's so hard, right? Like, if the game had got, it's been so long since then. I mean, the game would have been completely different. I think it's hard to say, but
Yeah,
he definitely got Spencer off on the wrong foot with that immediate attacking of
Yeah.
Godalming.
yeah.
But, wow. Well, uh, I'll see you around. We'll hopefully have our games not too far in the future, Matt King.
Yep, I believe we play next week, actually.
Next week, we'll be on the opposite ends
Yep.
of the table, and then we'll see.
Yep, I'll be hunting you.
Oh no. Who can be the very best that there ever was?
Well, I shall see you then.
See you then, Matt King. Good night.
And I'm shut. And I'll kill recording, so good night.